I really enjoyed what we did last video over here with all the trees and stuff, and just making the village look really nice. And I want to do more of that because I feel like it's going to make me happy to see the village actually coming together rather than just spamming more buildings right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I flattened this whole area out, made it look a lot nicer. Actually, let's fly on top of the hill so you can see this better. We'll just go up here. So I flattened this whole area, made it look a lot nicer. We're going to have a building here, and I think that's what we're going to work on in this video. I want to build a farm, because every village needs some sort of food production, crop production. So right here, I want to have a nice barn, maybe a couple silos dotted over here, and then this whole area that I flattened is going to be farmland. Now, I know that might be hard to visualize, this whole area being farmland, but trust the process. It's gonna look nice. But first, I think it's about time we get rid of this golem farm. It's treated us pretty good. I think we have... Actually, let's go check. We have gotten total a lot of iron blocks. Just sitting around, having it AFKing the whole time. We've gotten quite a bit of iron, so I think it's about time we retire this farm. And if we ever need a bigger one, we'll make a bigger one. But for now, let's just get rid of it and flatten this area out a little more. Be free, villagers. And I guess we'll set the zombie free. It's not gonna live long. Get him, Iron Golem. Get him. Yeah. We'll just extend this path out. Make them connect. Alright, nice. And we got our first village inhabitants now, along with a couple defenders. So I think the first thing I want to do is work on this barn. Because one main thing that I want to get done is I want to have a bunch of farm animals that we can put around. So things like horses, pigs, cows, stuff like that. But I also want to get some of the harder to get animals. Like I want to get a couple llamas, and I've also never actually seen a camel in game. So I'd like to grab one of those as well, if possible. But to actually have a place to store them, we're gonna need to get this barn done. So I think we'll start with that, and then we'll get into doing some fun stuff after that. I'm going to need a lot of brown for this one. So things like mud bricks, granite, which is kind of red, but also a little brown. And probably the terracotta that we gathered in a previous video. The swamp is tiny and has like 0 clay anywhere. It's also very hard to see in the swamp with my shaders. Well, that's okay. Oh, there's some. For this time lapse, I want to go into my actual thought process when designing one of the buildings for our village. This one was fairly easy to get into, since when you think of a barn, you immediately get a pretty common image in your head. A red rectangle with a sort of domed overhanging roof, maybe a little chicken coop poking out of a circular window up top, which is basically exactly what I decided to go with, except with a little bit of our village charm in it. I of course made it asymmetrical, since I prefer that kind of style that we have going on, and from the main entrance I basically just played around with shapes, until I had something I was happy with. Starting with a small rectangle at the front, and a bigger one slightly offset behind it, and adding a little lean-to to connect the two on the side of it. The color scheme that I decided to go with was sort of supposed to be reminiscent of the classic red, while still having that dull rustic feel that matches with the rest of our village. Of course, with the dark oak trim as well. Detail-wise, it's a lot of placing slabs and trapdoors until something looks good. I usually spend a while just circling around it in creative, trying to figure out exactly where blocks look good, and then just going from there. Roof color palette is the same as all the rest, to have something common that connects the different styles up nicely, with the brown wool, terracotta, and concrete powder. Not in that order. I transitioned this into some lighter oranges on the back part, so it wasn't all the same shade, and I topped it off with the same domed roof as the front. And apart from a few little details, that was basically it. There's nothing super special about any of the individual parts of the barn, but with it all tied together, you end up with something simple that still looks amazing in my opinion. Compared to the rest of the buildings in the village, this one is honestly fairly mundane, with there being very few details around the outside, and a whole lot of empty space around the entire thing. But that's mostly what I was going for when I was designing it. The barn in a usual village wouldn't generally be paid much thought, since the only ones really entering are the farmers, and the goods would be sold elsewhere, somewhere like a market. The main place details were put into, with thought, is the front, since that's really what any visitors to the village would be seeing the most. Overall, it's definitely one of the less decoration-intensive builds we've done, but I still think it fits very nicely. The exterior of the barn done. I'm honestly really happy with this one. I think it fits the whole aesthetic of the village really nicely, with the color scheme and just the design of it. And it also still looks like a barn, so yeah, I'm happy with this one. The interior, as you can tell, is very empty, but I would like to get the animals first and then set up the interior around them. So have like different areas for each of them. So I think that's what we're gonna go do. I have a few in mind that I want to get. A couple of them will be easy, and then a few of them will be a lot harder. Because I don't know if there's any deserts near us where we can actually find camels. But I'll figure something out. We'll go find one. I'm also not sure if llamas can naturally spawn, because I just don't think I've ever actually seen one in the wild. And the last hard one that I want is goat. I want a couple goats to put in it, which shouldn't be too difficult. I think there's mountains near us. So yeah, let's leave this place for a little while and go on an adventure, shall we? I think I have enough fireworks. I have 2 stacks and a little bit, but I also have all the fireworks in my ender chest, so I can take more. I'm gonna grab some leads, and then it's gonna be a far walk back, but that's okay. Do I actually have leads? Okay, I do. I have 4. So we'll grab a couple of the easier ones first, and then we'll do the harder ones after that. I think there should be some up here. Oh, there's some horses up here too. Okay. So we'll grab these sheep because they're right here. And I guess some chickens. Come here. And then we'll just take you guys down the hill. Slowly. Okay, that's not slow. Okay, I'm going a little fast. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. The sheep are a little hurt. Okay, slowly. Slowly. That wasn't slow. No fall damage though, we're good. Alright, nice. That was easy. We got the first 2 animal types. Come on, across the bridge. I guess I can put them on here for now. What, we're missing the sheep. They got lost. Oh. Huh. I guess I need more leads, or I can Okay, we'll put them in a little temporary home, and then we'll take the leads back with us. Alright, let's throw up a little fence here. I actually already have sheep at my base, so I technically didn't need to do this. But that's fine. I also have a whole pen of cows, so might be able to just grab those after. Okay. Okay. Grab these leads. Grab these leads. Then we'll make this little hallway, and this can be the next ones. Just like that. This will be all our animals for now. So let's go steal 2 cows from our little cow pen over here. Oh, we only have 3. Alright, I'm gonna take 2, and then you can just roam free, little guy. I'll let the last one out. Oh no. That wouldn't have been good. You guys, unfortunately, are going back into prison. I'm sorry. At least this one's gonna be a home. You're not gonna be out in the rain. And we'll put you right here. Oh, did you get stuck? Okay, come here. We'll put you guys in this one. We'll grab your leads back. Alright. Now, I think we'll grab horses for now, but I do want to make a stable somewhere else. So we'll just grab the horses, but they're going to be relocated eventually. Get in there. Perfect. Alright, and then I saw 2 pigs up here, so we'll grab you guys, and that'll be it for the easy ones. Into the pen. Perfect. Good pigs. So yeah, this one will be for the camel, the goat, and then we'll make another one for the llamas. Alright, I think we will go for... What did we go for first? I think the goats. Let's go get the goats first. I think that'll be cool. First, we need to find one, because I actually don't think I've stumbled across a mountain biome yet. Or at least not one that I can remember. So this might take a while. Oh, there's literally one right here. I'm like 1,000 blocks away from the base. Not even. Are there any goats though? There are goats. Alright, let's grab you. Don't ram at me, please. And we'll grab you. And then let's go back to our house. It's not that far, so we'll walk, but this might take a while. Did I already lose one? Alright, come on. I gotta keep my eye on you two. Oh, I forgot about this thing. Actually, it's fine. We can just walk around. Alright, come on. Okay, I'm choosing like the worst possible path here. I guess we're swimming. Come on. Let's go to the water. Actually, this isn't too bad, because there's no obstacles in the way and I have Depth Strider. So, this might actually be more efficient. Oh, how are we gonna get up here? Hold on, I think we can go right here. This might be the best way. Maybe this way? Oh yeah, they can jump. We're good. Alright, it should be just over this ridge. At least I think so. Unless I'm completely lost and this is somehow a different cherry biome. Yep, here it is. I see our roofs. Oh my, that was just a patch of mobs that spawned. What was that? Alright, let's get you guys across the bridge. Come on. I think they might jump out. So I might have to leave these guys tied up. I shouldn't, in theory, need leads for the next ones. I might just do 1 camel, because I think villagers only spawn with 1. And the 2 llamas I'll get from the wandering trader whenever he comes. I'm sorry, goats. This is just temporary. We'll have a big pasture for you to jump around in after. Okay. Let's go find a desert, I think. We'll go do camel next. And I went that way last time, so I think we'll go this way. Oh wait, this way's the ocean. Okay, I'll go this way. Let's see what we can find. So, something that I've learned is that the nearest desert to my base is 11,000 blocks out. It's a good thing I use seed map to try to find a desert, because I flew about 5,000 blocks in the direction that I said I was gonna go, didn't find anything, and was like, you know what, let me just use seed map and try to find something. And yeah, there's one in the completely opposite direction 11,000 blocks away, and that's the closest one. It's gonna be a fun time trying to get these camels back. Now I just have to actually find a village though, and for some reason that's not that easy. This actually happens to be the mesa that I get my stuff at. I just didn't realize that the only desert was also in this area. Oh, we found a camel. Oh wait, we need a saddle, don't we? Huh. Okay, what are the chances we can find a mine shaft? Wait, do mine shaft just have saddles in them? I don't think they do. Oh, I'm gonna have to walk it back, aren't I? Hold on, wait. I'm gonna search up if minecart chests can have saddles, because if they can, then I'm gonna do that, because the llama has the, or not the llama, the camel has the dash feature instead of the jump, and that would make this a lot faster than walking. So let me search up if they can have saddles. I don't think they can, but I hope they can. Saddles are no longer found in Minecraft chests. Oh. I mean, I can look for a dungeon, but that's just not gonna happen. Oh, you can find them in, desert things. Hold on, we might be saved. Let me find a bed somewhere in this village, please. This one's gotta have a bed, right? No bed? Wait, this is kind of crazy. This one has to have a bed. This is one of the small ones. What? Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna find a pyramid and see if we can find a saddle in one of those chests. I thought this was a big block of cactus. Okay, this is crazy. How have I not seen a single one? I found a well before I found a pyramid. Another village. Oh, okay, there's one. Now we just gotta pray that there's a saddle in here. I should probably put my armor on. Please. Oh, that is a big cave. Please have a saddle. Yes. Oh, and horse armor. I mean, that doesn't matter, but... Alright, we got a saddle. That's all that matters. We got one. We're leaving. Oh my god, I almost just died. Oh, where's that village? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if it's that... Oh, it's right here. Is this the same one? Yeah, it is. Here's the camel. Hello, camel. Alright, buddy. Let's start this journey back home. This might take a while. But yeah, see, it has that little charge thing. I mean, it goes slow after, but I think it's worth it. I don't know. Is that another chest? No, it's just a random minecart. How long is the cooldown? Okay, it's fairly long. Okay, so I think you just want to spam it. I've never actually ridden a camel. So yeah, you just want to spam it, I think. But preferably at full charge. This is the right direction, right? Yeah. Alright, well, let's get on with this journey then, I guess, shall we? This might end up taking like half an hour, so this will probably all be time-lapse footage, because I don't want to keep OBS on for that long. I'll see you in hopefully not an hour. Oh my god. That I've been riding this llama for close to an hour now. I'm finally home. That was horrible. I never want to do this again. That was just an hour of traveling across land trying to get here. And I finally made it. And you're going right in here. Okay. That was actually a horrible... Okay, they can just jump. They can just jump. Alright. Well, you're going there. That's your spot now. Apparently they can't go inside of fences. I think I need a slight break before I go and get those... Before I go and get the llamas. I mean, if a wandering trader pulls up right now, that would be amazing. That was the cue for the wandering trader to pull up. He didn't. Yeah, I think we're gonna take a break for a sec. Maybe start work on the farm, and then we're gonna go and get those llamas, because that was a long time. I didn't like having it just fully wheat. I thought that it was just way too much if the entire thing was wheat, but I also didn't want to do too many different crops. So I decided to throw these sunflowers in instead in like these rows, so it can just break up where the wheat is every once in a while. And I think once we get all that in, it's going to look pretty cool. I put in all of the water where I think it needs to go, and I outlined where I want the farm in fences and actual tilled grass, so we can see what it's going to look like. And then right in this area over here, I think I'm going to put 2 silos. I'm not sure when I'll do that, but yeah, that's what I want to do, is 2 silos here. And then I want to have also a couple trees dotted throughout the farm itself, just to, once again, break up all of the wheat that's going to be in here. Yeah, we have the goats, the pigs, the cows, sheep, chickens, horses. So yeah, just llamas. And they'll go in here. So before I go and find those, because I don't want to walk really far again, at least not yet, let's get the wheat done. And we'll just throw all the wheat in here, and we'll be done with that. And then we can work on the rest of the little details after. How many seeds do I have? Quite a few. Alright, we're definitely not going to be able to fill up the whole thing, but we can just wait it out and then wait for it to grow and harvest more so we can fill up the rest of it. Alright, without the rain, it's a little easier to see. But yeah, we're just going to fill up this entire area, and I think it's going to look pretty good. So let's just run through that real quick. It shouldn't take too long. I'm just going to run through and till all of this, and then place wheat as I go, probably. Just like this. Alright, I was just filling in the crops and this guy came around. So we'll see if we can get these llamas instead, and then we don't have to do anything. I'm not sure how I should go about attaching them, is the thing. What if we drop the wandering trader in a hole? And then we'll block it up and dig him very far down. So just go like this, and then kind of just take him very far away. Yeah, there you go. They're free. And they shouldn't be ow. And they shouldn't be angry. No, they're not. We can go over here and then just bring them. Alright, that wasn't too hard. I don't know if they despawn because they're wandering trader llamas, so I guess we'll just find out. Alright, so I have all of the actual land tilled, but I've very quickly run out of seeds. So I have to basically just wait until this stuff is ready to be harvested, and then I just run around, right-clicking, until eventually I have enough seeds, and then I'll fill up the entire thing slowly. I also have a texture pack for the wheat that just gives it a little bit of variation. I know it's not really vanilla, but I like the way it looks, especially on a large scale like this, because it can just get very repetitive seeing like all the same level of wheat. So I just think this looks nice and adds a little bit of variety, and it blends in with the sunflower as well, so I like it. Alright, I spent a little while waiting for the wheat to grow after I put it all in, but it is all officially done. If we go up to our viewing spot on this hill over here, you can see there's still some spots that need to grow in, but for the most part it's done. There's a little iron golem over there. And yeah, I think it looks good, especially from the front area when you're like overlooking the entire city. There's going to be a path over here, and as you're walking up, you can kind of see all the things. And I think seeing the wheat field really adds to the rustic style village that we're going for. I think it looks really nice. And now that we actually have the llama in place, and all of the other animals that we need, because these actually haven't despawned, so I don't know if they do. I think they stay. So that means I think we can work on the interior of the barn now, since there really isn't anything else we need to gather. The interior is going to be pretty simple, probably. I just want to at least get the bottom floor done for now. I might do the top, but it's probably just going to be the living quarters and like storage. Actually, I don't even think we're going to have like an apartment up here, because it doesn't really make sense for the farmers to live in the barn. So I might have like one of these houses that we're going to put off to the side here be the farmers, and the upstairs would just end up being storage or something. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty open concept, I think. Maybe just like some stalls over here for the animals. I think I want the camel where the horses are right now, and then the llamas might go outside or something. I don't know, I haven't fully figured it out. But yeah, I'd say let's hop into a time lapse and start working on the inside of this barn, shall we? I wanted the interior of the barn to be really open, since you want to be able to see all the animals when walking in, so you can have an easier time accessing all of them when caring for them. So I started with the main stalls at the back. There wasn't a crazy amount of room to work with, so I limited it to 3 so that the animals would still have some space to roam. I decided to leave these to cows, pigs, and goats, which I decorated with a few small details, like a trough for the pigs, grass and water for the cows, and wheat and water for the goats, which you will see later on. It was really difficult to maneuver around all the animals, which in hindsight I definitely could have solved by simply moving them, but it's all good. The floor was fairly simple, with coarse dirt since it looks nicer than normal in this setting and it won't turn to grass, and some paths sneaking through so you wouldn't have to stand on the dirt. I had to put the sheep in a different corner further off, where I left them with some wheat and put a few villager workstations next to it, so we could get a few miscellaneous farmers. This was also coupled with the main farmer station, which I put right when you walk in, closed off so the villager wouldn't be able to roam. I also made a little area for the camel, where I replaced the floor with sand and put a little water barrel for decor. And that's basically it for the details, other than a small loft for storage and a ladder leading up. For the roof, I threw some beams up and topped it with dark oak for the floor above, which will mostly be storage like I talked about before. I ended up putting the llamas outside since I was running low on room, and other than that, the barn is pretty much completed. I also decided that I would end up doing the silos, which aren't very detailed since I couldn't really figure out what to add to them. They're pretty much just two pillars with domed roofs that I built in the same color palette as the barn. I might end up changing them in the future, but for now they aren't too bad. Unfortunately, I do think that is going to be it for this episode. We've done quite a bit, farm-wise. We have, well, the actual farm done, the silos over there, and you can probably see that I've done a little bit of stuff off camera. I threw in a couple more trees here and there. There's 2 in the farm, and then 1 leading up the path that goes to my house, and then just another small one right here. But I really like the way the whole thing turned out. I think it looked really nice. And of course, the interior of the barn is, well, mostly done. There's still the problem of the top floor having nothing in it, but other than that, it's completely finished. I mean, a villager's gonna go in here, and we'll probably have a couple more roaming around just to fill up these. And also, there's still no spot for the horses, so they're just in here for now. I ended up leading the river into the mountain, and I don't know if this is ever gonna lead to anything, but if I'm feeling up to it after we do the village, I might do some sort of like water tunnel system that we can ride our boat through and maybe lead out to the other side of the mountain or like all the way around. I don't know, I think it could be cool just to have another project to work on after the village is done. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress we got done today. I think the farm looks really nice. All of the trees and the crops. I think it all looks really cool. And I especially like this view as you're walking up from the path. It just looks really pretty. Look at that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had fun doing less building stuff this time and more actual survival, like walking around getting all the animals. I know we still did some building, like the silos, and I wouldn't count the actual crop field building because it was mostly just placing wheat. There wasn't much thought to it. But the actual building in the silos took a little bit of effort. Oh, the sky looks pretty from this angle. I like it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. I'll see you later.